issues of Relevant Magazine, this is the Relevant Podcast.
It's the week of Friday, November 3rd, 2017, and it's the Relevant Podcast. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and this week's show is brought to you by Samaritan's Purse. Hey everyone, it's time to pack an Operation Christmas Child shoebox. By packing a shoebox full of simple gifts, you can share the good news and joy of Christ with a child in need this Christmas. Since 1993, Operation Christmas Child has delivered more than 146 million shoebox gifts to children in more than 160 countries and territories. This year, they hope to collect enough shoebox gifts to reach another 12 million children. Anyone can pack a shoebox. Individuals, families, churches, students, and groups. And during National Collection Week on November 13th through 20th, so it's coming up real soon, shoeboxes will be collected at nearly 5,000 drop-off locations across the U.S. Visit SamaritansPurse.org/OCC to find a drop-off location near you. You can also donate $9 online per shoebox and receive a Follow Your Box tracking label to discover its destination.
A special shout out to one of our listeners, Becky Schwartz on Twitter, hit us up last night, and it looks like her daughter dressed up for their trunk or treat as a Samaritan's Purse shoebox. It's a fantastic costume.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really accurate. So, shout out.
And by a really tragic mistake, they shipped her.
They sent her to a far, far away land.
The tweet is an emergency tweet.
It's a real call for help.
Yeah.
Visit SamaritansPurse.org/OCC for gift suggestions, tracking labels, and to find drop-off locations. There you go.
Hope you like fidget spinners, rest of the world.
Like I said, I'm your host, Cameron Strang. Here with me in our Orlando studios, Eddie Big Hat Coffins.
Yeah, man, it's nice to see you.
Over there on the ones and twos, our illustrious producer, my brother, Chandler Strang.
Hello.
On the Skype line from Nashville, Tennessee, Tyler Huckabee.
Happy Halloween.
And
That was last week, but thank you.
and
Happy Arbor Day. Might as well say that too.
and joining us in studio, a very special occasion, our good friend, Jesse Carey.
Live. Feels good, guys. Feels good to be in the new dig, seeing some wallpaper go up. Place really,
That's true.
really taking shape.
The new offices are every day. They're changing. They're expanding.
Yeah.
We just got the loft is getting installed.
Yeah.
We got the TVs going now. We got our neon sign up. Did you see that?
Yeah.
And today, literally, vintage wallpaper is going up in the bathroom hallway.
I have a question. How did the couch get up on the loft? Because for people who don't know, Eddie, you saw the loft. Mm-hmm. It's what, probably 12 feet off the ground?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Who got the couch up there?
Okay, because there's no ladder currently installed, right?
Yeah.
Just the structure, and there's no way to get up there.
It's the way you build the pyramids.
I can tell.
It's like a series of bricks, and then they carry it up one.
We constructed. No, it's this large vintage sectional, and the way we got it up there was that Mark shimmied up to the loft. He got a step ladder and got up in there, and then I handed him each individual piece, and he pulled them up.
Oh, it's a sectional.
Yeah, and Nathan, it was me and Nathan and.
You're like
a couple other people.
You're like, oh, but wait, I wasn't there. No, it was just Nathan and that other.
No, and then all the cushions, we just like threw them up there.
Yeah,
just like discus style.
Yeah.
But the wallpaper going in today, while people, it's a little inside baseball, a little behind the scenes. I understand that. It's not why you tuned into our show today to find out about our wallpaper install.
They should know.
But it's quite the topic of conversation.
Well, it's a whole to-do
in the office because the installers, I think, are in their 90s.
And the reason we're talking softly, Chandler, you can punch this up in post.
Because she's like
because
11.
They're standing. Like if she reached out her arms and I reach out my arms,
right.
Our fingernails could be touching.
Yeah. They're pretty
not in the room with us.
No, they're just right outside.
They're right behind glass. And for some reason, the way that the way that she looked at me when I went to the bathroom earlier and we made eye contact and I got a kind of, hey, how you doing? Kind of eyebrow raise.
Yeah.
And she just stared coldly at me.
Yeah.
I think she knows people are talking about her.
Yeah. Now, in fairness, she was wallpapering the inside of the bathroom.
Yeah, it was awkward. I should have used the other one. I should have used the other one. And I knocked over a tray of their tools and they're very delicate instruments and I stepped on some and there's a lot of broken things. But
just watching them do this, like honestly, it's so stressful to me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because it's like this is very expensive wallpaper.
And they're like craftsmen.
They are craftsmen. That's what I'm saying. Just watching them, they've been doing this literally over 40 years together. So little husband and wife. They're about 3'7". They're combined.
They aren't saying a word to each other at this point.
No,
they don't need to. They
for
are
40 years they've been sniffing glue. Yeah. I mean, it's
she's putting the glue on right now. She is applying the glue onto a perfectly trimmed piece of wallpaper.
I'm worried she can hear us too.
Yeah.
There's no two. I'm concerned she can hear us, and she has scissors.
Yeah, and a ton of glue and expensive wallpaper.
Yeah.
Anyhow, wallpaper looks good. Everybody should take a picture of it.
People should come. If they're in the area,
people have been coming. We've been having quite a few tours. The other big addition to the office this past week was the Jesse robot arrived.
It did, and I'm still mastering it.
Yeah.
The only thing I need to see if I can get online and do a little hack and take the governor off that thing.
Yeah. Well,
I need to get it to go like 3 miles an hour faster. I'm not a dangerous speed,
right?
But this is a large. Here's the thing: a lot of people. This is a large office. And for me to traverse it,
right?
You know, I the other day I asked someone, "Can you just pick me up and bring me over there?"
You don't. Now, can I ask you? You're not really using it for work, are you?
Yes.
Yeah.
You hold on. Whoa. I'd assumed this was all just a toy.
Okay, so people on the podcast know about 3 months ago we talked about the fact that when we came to this new office, Jesse works remotely from Virginia. Yeah. We should get
and I like it that way.
Robot.
Yeah.
Where he can control it from Virginia and just go around the office and interact with people. Yeah. We got one. It finally arrived last week. It's a real deal. I posted it on Instagram. 90% of the comments were from podcast listeners going, I thought it was a joke. I can't believe y'all actually did it.
Yeah.
We actually have a robot. Jesse can control it from Virginia. And it's his little face on an iPad. And he just rolls right up to you. It's about seating height.
Yeah.
And so you're sitting there and all of a sudden Jesse's face just comes around the corner.
You know what's fun? And I haven't told a lot of people this, but just because people leave at night, that's when me and the robot have time to ourselves. Right. The other day, I put on da-na-na-na-na-na-na. And I dressed the robot. I had someone dress the robot in like a button-down dress shirt and
pink
socks.
Pink polo shirt,
And instead of me sliding, the only awkward thing is instead of me sliding across the floor like a young Tom Cruise dancing in my underwear, the robot very slowly rolled across the floor.
It is a little bit slower.
I had the whole thing to myself.
It's a little bit shorter and a lot slower than I thought. I agree with you about the speed.
It is a legit robot. Like I can just cruise right up at you. The only awkward thing is too, you don't know your proximity to people. So let's say I wanted to go talk to someone.
So depth perception is an issue.
Depth perception is an issue. It's a learned skill because I could be 5 feet away from you or I could be 5 inches from you and I don't know. I don't know how close I am. So if I'm all up in your grill, I just don't know. So I've told people, I've said, listen, if I'm making you uncomfortable because I'm this close, even though I'm a robot, we're entering into the AI era here. Just push me back.
Yeah. I've watched you. The editorial team is in a long bench desk configuration, and Jess, who kind of runs the project management of the department, sits on the end. Yeah. Kathy, our copy editor, is the second one in. Yes. Well, Jesse has a reason to talk to Kathy quite a bit. So I've watched the robot roll down there, turn the corner to go around and talk to Kathy. You cut the corner a little tight, and you're all up on Jess.
I know. That's the thing. Sometimes I come in a little hot.
You clip Jess. You clip Jess.
Yeah. So you're saying there's a really, there's been a meeting happening, or there's somebody you need to talk to, and you roll, and you're like, hey.
And then I'm like, all right, well, I'm just going to work over here for a while. And I just pull up to an empty desk, and I'm working, and if someone can come over and talk to me if they need to.
I literally hear him, like, because the volume of the iPad is the volume of a person talking.
Yeah.
And I'll just hear Kathy or somebody talking to Jesse and Jesse talking back as Zoe's in the room.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
It's the future's now, man.
I don't know how I'm going to handle interacting with this thing.
The extent of my interactions with it has been through Slack, in which Jess or Kathy will complain and say something to the effect of, "Oh no, Jesse's coming in the robot again." I know nothing about it besides that, other than it seems to be not like the future is a bit irritating, according to the Slack thread.
Yeah. Well, I take that personally, and they will be getting a visit from the robot to talk about this.
Right.
And so.
It didn't help that you visited the wallpaper lady with the robot this morning.
Yeah, she thought it was a real human. She's never seen anything like that.
As a joke with the robot, though, do you ever go up to the bathroom and try to like have it or have somebody put it in the bathroom and then it's rolling out of the stall?
He's at the weird thing, he's at urinal level. So it's just I am going to wait in a stall until I hear a toilet flush.
Right.
And then roll out of there and roll to the sink.
But try not to be like, "Hey, what's up, man?" Just be like, "Cool, like you're just coming out of the bathroom."
Man, what a day. What a day. Yeah.
Chilly out. How about that Central Florida weather?
We've had a number of visitors come through the office in the last couple of weeks since we moved in. We're not fully moved in. We've given them tours. I was thinking that you would make a great tour guide as the robot.
Yeah,
I think that should be part of
Isn't there an automated? Couldn't you do like an automated recording? Like, "Hello, guest. Welcome to the Relevant."
Yeah. Like they do at museums. You can do a walking tour.
But I should. It's it'd be funny if it was if I just acted like it was automated. And that way, because here's the thing: what I want to know with the guests, I want to know what they really think, because they're never going to tell their tour guide that. If they think I'm an automated robot, right? And then I'm like, and they're like, "I don't know who hung this wallpaper. It looks terrible." I'm like, then I turn around and be like, "Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'd like you to meet them." And then I roll them back and meet the elderly couple, and then I just slowly roll backwards.
So in your scenario, they are so slow that when the future tours are happening, this hallway, this one hallway,
they haven't even.
Guys, I mean, we're inches into this project right now.
We've got
their technique is meticulous.
Yeah, it is literally a thread of wallpaper at a time. Like
they are in their late 70s, and this is their.
No, they're not. They're older than that for real.
They are deep into their 90s.
This is their fourth contracted job.
Yeah, they have been
literally taken decades, but they look okay.
It's like the Sistine Chapel. It's like the Sistine Chapel. It just takes time.
Exactly. Yeah. Eddie, can I just say, man, looking shredded, man. I have
Shut
to
your
ask
mouth.
you. I have to ask you.
I see. When you see somebody every day, you don't realize they're getting uglier, or they're getting
like you,
the other.
like you're a little stubblier.
But then you don't see them in person for a while. It's like, whoa. What happened?
I feel like Eddie and I are going opposite directions right now.
Right. Because I came in and grabbed a hug from you and felt the stubble on the side of my face from your face, and it was nice.
Yeah. Now, what are
for those who don't know, Eddie really is I don't know, getting healthy, losing a ton of weight, transformed.
What is your fitness routine right now?
Are you doing it for real, or is this just happening? Okay.
No, I've been doing CrossFit, but I'm trying not to be the guy that talks about CrossFit all the time. Because I did it a couple years ago.
You're a vegan CrossFitter.
All right.
It is the joke. It is the joke that you can put in there. It's like, you know the joke, right?
Yeah.
How do you know if someone's a vegan?
Yeah.
Don't worry, they'll tell you. It's the same thing with how do you know someone who does CrossFit? Don't worry, they'll tell you.
So I've been totally silent about it because I didn't, everybody talks about it, but I do kind of love it. Okay. It's really hard.
It is really hard. And I've
it's completely even though I've been doing it for 3 weeks, at the end of the workout, everybody just kind of drops to the floor because they can't.
Yeah. I gave it a try because it was the hot thing. Still a hot thing.
Still so hot.
Still? It is?
I mean, there's a lot of people doing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chandler has heard of it.
It's like P90X and then CrossFitting.
Yeah.
And then
but here's the thing about CrossFitting.
Yeah.
One, I don't like getting yelled at. And I feel like that's a huge part of the CrossFit workout.
Your person was unkind to you?
They were unkind. It's their voices at a level that I wasn't comfortable with. I don't need encouragement. I don't hear, you got it, buddy. You got it. How do you know I got it, dude? I'm dying up here. And the 2 times I went, I threw up because someone's in my face telling me I got it.
Yeah.
But guess what, dude? I don't got it.
Yeah.
I'm about to go throw up again. Just leave me alone and let me do the workout. And
let me completely quit the workout right now.
It's like you're going to. I'm used to a gym that's got TVs up. That if I want to cheat and like watch First Take or whatever it's on TV, that's an option. Right. I don't want some Adonis up in my face telling me that I should be doing more pull-ups.
Our new office is directly across the hall. Our neighbor is Title Boxing. It's a boxing gym.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, wow.
And it says, there's a sign in the window that says the best hour of your week.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe I'll do this. There's a ring. There's all this stuff. They do classes. And I'll tell you, I leave work at 6 and I'm walking by there and they have their doors open. And all I hear is this like mean instructor screaming at everybody. And I'm like, my life's too stressful. I don't want to go get yelled at.
Is it boot camp style for you?
No. Ours, CrossFit, it's in Lake Mary, CrossFit Lake Mary. Everybody's
sounds
really...
like it's like a church outreach.
Right, no, it's not at all. But everybody...
it sounds like a church plant.
It sounds like a youth group.
Yeah.
CrossFit.
No,
CrossFit Lake Mary.
They all kind of look like...
Plant. You meet at the elementary school.
That's right. Our worship director is so awesome, y'all.
He's just...
So great. Coffee in the lobby.
Yeah.
Our pastor...
What are they going to do for the inevitable Christian CrossFit parody shirt? Because they already beat him to the punch on it. Yeah. If you're going to go into Lifeway and get your CrossFit, like your jokey Christian CrossFit shirt, and they're like, all right, we got this one. CrossFit, Christian version is... Oh, no.
CrossFitted?
We got nothing.
Has your pastor at CrossFit Lake Mary told you how hot his wife is yet? I'm curious.
I really like it because it's a bunch of like guys my age of similar fitness, many better, some worse. Yeah. So we're all kind of like, hey, we hate this, but we also know we got to do something, right? Or we're gonna die. Yeah. So let's all just.
I'm like, I get it, and I'm impressed. What do you want me to do? There's no way. I'm gonna get on those 2 rings and pull my body weight up and kick my feet out. Like
that's my favorite. They're like, all right, so we're just gonna do a round of like for warm ups. You're like, we're gonna do 10 pull ups. I'm like, I literally can't hang. Like my hands will crumble under the weight of my body. So what would you like me to do?
Down here by our office, and I didn't know it was even here. It's literally a block away.
Yes.
And I was going to lunch one day, and they were having an open house, and I'm like, I didn't know there was a gym here.
Let's get in there.
Went and checked it out. It is like a hotel spa. Okay, it's small. It's a boutique kind of spot because it's in an office tower. But I'm telling you, they have all like the platters and the waters and the amenities and the whatever. And in the men's locker room, there's the hot tub and the sauna and the whatever. Wow. So the other day at lunch, I was like, I'm going to go do a little workout.
Waxing.
And I have like a locker with my name on it. They have laundry service. They have, it's crazy.
Yeah,
okay.
Right.
And it's no more expensive than LA Fitness. I mean, it's like nothing. So I'll go in the other day. I'm going to do a quick little workout at lunch.
You fell asleep on a couch somewhere, right?
Didn't feel like working out. Just sat in the hot tub the entire time. Took a shower, came back to work.
Great workout.
Had a great workout.
Yeah.
That is what I'm talking about. You got to have that option.
Yeah.
You go in there, good intentions, and you just come back relaxed.
But I want that option. I don't want someone judging me. Right. I don't want someone monitoring my progress. I don't want to keep a notebook. No thanks, dude. I got crap I got to keep worrying about. I don't need someone telling me that I didn't finish the work. The big did not finish. Do they put that on the chalkboard? I don't need other people walking by a chalkboard.
Did not finish. No, they don't put that on the chalkboard.
What do they put if you can't finish it?
No, it's just everybody's really encouraging.
Maybe you go to a bad one.
I think you may have been in an awful like.
Are you sure this is the Christian CrossFit?
Yeah,
you got one that's just nice to you.
Yeah, exactly. Mine. You know what it is. I joined the military briefly.
I think you're in Green Beret training. I'm just in CrossFit.
You signed up for the wrong boot camp.
I was at it was a booth, and they had a lot of people.
It said boot camp.
A lot of
get you in shape,
and it literally was a boot camp, and I was dishonorably discharged.
Yeah, pretty quickly.
Shamed, very shamed. But
Yeah.
We have a great show coming up in store for you today. Coming up later, we talk to our friend Carl Lentz, pastor of Hillsong New York. He has a new book coming out. Just came out this week, and it's getting great reviews.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this with a little bit of surprise in my voice, not because it's Carl.
Yeah.
But two reasons.
Right.
One, it's his first book, so who knew? Who knows?
Second, lamestream media,
Second, right? Let's be honest. A lot of pastors kind of just churn out kind of books that didn't need to be written. And I didn't know where this would land on the spectrum.
Yeah.
Okay. It's good. It's good. And the New York Times gave it a really good review.
Liberal rag propaganda.
But it's getting good reviews. And so I'm like, okay, this is like legit.
Yeah.
Good for Carl. So.
You know what I like about him, though? He has had the platform by which to write a book for many, many years.
Yeah.
So a little bit spoke to like the book itself that he waited this long because I'm sure publishers have been contacting him for a while.
Actually, I know that for a fact.
But he waited until he had something to say.
That's right.
Yeah.
So and I was really proud of him. And I got the book a couple weeks ago, and I'm about halfway through it, and I'm enjoying it quite a bit.
And he's everywhere. He's on the Breakfast Club and
the Breakfast Club. New York Times just did a big thing on him. AP's doing something on him. I saw
helping out with some wallpapering here.
He's on the Realm podcast. He's coming up later.
I like him a lot. Every time, because it's always like, oh, he's Bieber's pastor, and you hear how people talk about him, like, they kind of like, that's his whole preface, and then you talk to him, and you're like, he's a great dude.
Okay, literally, I'm going to tell a little behind the scenes here. Okay, he knows how he comes off on Instagram. He knows.
Yeah.
He's very stylish.
Yes.
He knows.
Yes.
He's a good-looking guy.
He looks like he spent some time in the CrossFit gym.
He is beautiful.
He looks like the guy yelling at me at the CrossFit gym.
He was a Division I
I'm
athlete.
impressed. I get it.
But the guy behind the scenes is not the guy that you think he is. Right? If you don't know him. So Cohen and I went up to New York last week, and it was Cohen's 8th birthday, and I get free tickets on Delta once a year, and we go wherever he wants to go for a birthday trip. And he picked New York. Well, obviously Hillsong, New York. Right. So on Sunday, we're there. Carl knows we're in town, trying to meet up. Yeah. And on Sunday morning, he texts me and he goes, "Hey, I'm actually going to be at our New Jersey campus. I assume you're probably going to Manhattan." And I was like, "Yeah, we have a flight after. I can't get out to New Jersey." He goes, "I'm going to come. I need to see you. I want to see you. I want to see Cohen. I'm going to come." So he's preached in New Jersey, and then he came to Manhattan because he had something for Cohen. And if you know Carl at all, he always has a message Bible on him, and he puts Hillsong stickers on the cover. Yeah. And like Joel will tell this story. Joel Houston will tell this story where like he and Carl, they know a lot of famous people. They're invited to a lot of crazy places. Carl will always have one of these Bibles with him. And like, let's say he's going to meet, some person, influencer, or something like that.
Carrot Top.
He'll bring a Bible and he'll hang out. And Joel tells me this. He'll hang out outside
Reggie Jackson,
the location, for like 10 minutes or so. And he'll kind of be thinking about the person, praying for him. And he'll write them a note inside the Bible. Yeah. And he'll go and he'll find scripture throughout the Bible and he'll highlight it and kind of put a paperclip on it. Like this is for you. This is what God's saying to you. And then he'll go and he'll meet the person. He'll spend some time with them, give them the Bible as a gift, that kind of thing. He came on Sunday to church to see Cohen because it was his birthday, and Cohen had seen one of the Bibles that Carl gave me years ago, and Cohen thought it was the coolest thing ever. Carl knew that. He brought a Bible for Cohen, wrote a note about the man of God that he's becoming, all this stuff, found scripture that was for my son and whatever, and came out of his way to give that to him. Yeah. I mean, Cohen took it to school the next day. It just meant the world to him. You pour into my kid, I'm in your corner 1,000%. And he would be embarrassed to know that I told that story publicly. That's who he is behind the scenes. You know what I mean? He cares for people. He loves on them. And it's always about Jesus. Like it is never about with Carl, it's never about famous or this, that, whatever. It's about just winning people to Jesus. And maybe there's a thought that these influential people, they come and live for the Lord publicly and it'll create even a greater testimony and draw even more people to Jesus. Maybe that's part of it. But it's not about him wanting to hang out with famous people. He's the real deal, man. And the substance is there with Carl. I'm excited he's on the show.
I was nervous that you were going to say, and then he gave Cohen a copy of his book and said, "Please make sure your dad puts us on the podcast."
so when a book comes out, people send it to us and stuff like that. So he did send me a copy. I have it. Yeah. He wrote a note in it. So the way that he and I met each other was years ago when the Magic used to be good. Yeah. Okay. And Carl is a very competitive.
Yeah, he played in the ACC in college.
He likes talking the trash. Okay.
Right.
So back in 09, 010, when the Magic weren't being taken that seriously, or whatever, but we were good or whatever. I was stressed out a lot. People on Twitter that would at me and talk trash about the Magic. Yeah. I'll just block them. I don't need that negativity in my life.
100%.
Do unto others as you do unto you. I'm not going to at you and talk trash about your team. Say what you will about your team, but don't at me. Yeah. Okay. Well, this kind of jerk guy was atting me about the Magic after they lost some playoff game. I was like, who's this? I blocked him. Yeah. He goes over to Facebook. He's just talking trash on Facebook. I blocked him. Then all of a sudden I get all these emails from this dude apologizing, like whatever. And I'm like, I never read them. Like I was just seeing the previews apologizing.
Deleted.
About 6 months later, Joel Houston tells me like, hey man, I saw him like at a concert.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, why'd you block Carl Lentz on Twitter? And so I was really upset about it. And I was like, who's Carl Lentz? And this is right before Hillsong was launching in New York. I didn't know this guy.
He's just being a jerk. Run of the mill NBA jerk.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And so then I meet him and you're not that bad of a guy or whatever. You know, we kind of become friends, so I had, whatever. So in the book, he wrote this note to me or whatever, and he signed it. Go Magic, and then he wrote, that was very painful to write.
And then he wrote, can you please unblock me now? That's enough time passed.
No, it was years. It was years.
No.
Like you're stubborn, I'm more stubborn.
No, you never get an unblock. No way.
Yeah. You politely say, thank you for the book. Thank you for giving the Bible to Cohen and that deeply personal spiritual message. The answer is no, though, about the Twitter thing.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of
I'm not going to.
I'm just not ready.
I have a pretty strict never unblock policy.
Also coming up on the show, the Welcome Wagon is joining us. They're doing they have a new album out, but they're going to do a Songs That Changed My Life segment. Yeah. So I can't wait.
Great.
The Welcome Wagon, I mean, as people hear in the bio, it's a husband and wife duo who are pastors of a Presbyterian church in Brooklyn, New York, who have been known for their frequent collaborations with Sufjan Stevens. It's a trifecta of cool.
Yeah.
Presbyterian church in Williamsburg. Collaborations with Sufjan Stevens.
Was the Presbyterian part of the trifecta, or is it just
cool?
Or is it just Brooklyn, Sufjan?
It's cool. I feel like it's old school cool.
Oh, you know what I mean? It's not like a new Presbyterian church.
It's not like CrossFit Brooklyn here. No, they're I'm saying like a cool church plant. Like they're old school.
Oh, I see. So they're like a traditional. Yeah, I get. Yeah, that is the trifecta of cool.
Yeah.
So they're coming up later. So that's exciting. Hey, let's move the show along. It's time for our weekly look back at what happened in culture and entertainment. It's time for In Case You Missed It. Hey, in case you missed it, the Clooney Foundation for Justice donated $1 million to investigate corruption in Africa.
Yeah.
The money's going to go to The Sentry, an organization George Clooney co-founded in 2015, which employs analysts and investigators who track war profiteering in African countries. It's currently in a fundraiser campaign called Making War Criminals Pay to, quote, dramatically increase its production of dossiers focused on war criminals and their financial networks. In a statement, Clooney explained, our focus is to make sure that war crimes don't pay. We want to make it more difficult for those willing to kill en masse to secure their political and economic objectives. When we're able to go after the warlords' wallets and bankrupt those who choose the bullet over the ballot, suddenly the incentives are for peace, not war. Transparency, not corruption. In 2016, Sentry uncovered some of the war crimes that took place during the Sudanese Civil War.
This is such a cool initiative, and it's a lot.
I really like it.
Yeah, it's a lot like sort of like what IJM would do. And
systemic, thoughtful.
And like when you cut off the head of the snake, it has a ripple effect.
Even politically, geopolitical things. I mean, like sanctions against North Korea or Iran or whatever, like affecting their economy, their ability to do these things is almost, more, not almost, it is more effective sometimes than war or violence.
George Clooney saving the world.
Hey, in case you missed
Can't save his own movie career, though. That movie's tanking.
Which one?
Yeah. I heard it's super weird. I heard from Relevant.
Yeah, we did a review. I'm glad. Did you read the review?
I always I read like two sites, and so every time I ever talk about anything in the show, I'm basically just bringing up Relevant,
which was written by the Coen brothers, directed by George Clooney, and stars Matt Damon. So you would think with that caliber,
and Julianne Moore, who's like one of the greatest actors of all time.
Tonally, it was just all over the place and hasn't connected. It was like mismarketed. It was a whole thing. It was
the movie bad, or was the expectations of what it was supposed to be bad?
From our movie review, or both, because it was like almost, it was trying to do too much. And when you try to do too much, you end up not doing anything. Like when you try to do a bunch of different things. Yeah.
Is this like a life lesson that you're trying to teach?
All people sort of thing.
It was.
Is that where we're going?
That's what the CrossFit instructor was screaming at me.
Right.
You're doing too much, Jesse.
Well, in fairness to him, I'd strapped on a weight belt. I was wildly swinging things, and then I jumped for one of the rings, and it was a dangerous move. I whacked my neighbor in the head with a flying kick.
You had like pool flippers on for some reason. It was a whole to-do.
I had one of those masks that the football players wear to restrict my breathing.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I passed out.
Yeah.
Because I forgot to take a little plug.
Did you
I was literally just not breathing.
Did you see that Wendy Williams clip of her passing out on air?
Halloween.
Yeah.
Golly. Like, once I knew she was okay, it turned hilarious. But watching it for the first time.
You were just watching her show?
It really looked like she died.
It really did. And you hear the gasping and the camera doesn't move and she's just gone. And people are screaming. It's just like, can you imagine it? And they cut to commercial.
Yeah.
What happened? Like when they came back from a commercial, did like Stan, the producer, come on camera?
No, I think she came back. I mean, she finished the show.
Yeah.
No.
She kind of like.
Here's another crazy story. So,
in case you missed it.
Yeah. So if you guys, I hope so. I assume everyone is listening to the sports podcast. We had a guy on from
Relevant
ESPN.
is doing a sports podcast.
Yeah, Relevant is doing a sports podcast. We had a guy on from ESPN.
Can we talk about it for a minute?
Yeah.
You're 2 episodes in.
Yeah.
2 episodes.
How do you think it's going?
I mean, I'm looking at Nathan and Chandler because they have to listen to it over and over again. I'm having fun. I like doing it. I
like
feel
it.
like it's going reasonably well.
You know what I think?
What?
I think you are having fun and you're really excited.
Yeah.
I am
On
very
mic,
excited.
you come off excited.
Hey,
everybody, it's Jesse Curry.
listen.
Come at your
Excited, the listeners are excited.
Steve, what do you think about
That's
that
another lesson I
reason?
learned from my CrossFit instructor when I was crying, and I said, "Why are you so excited to yell at me?" He said, "When I'm excited, you're excited." Some people's excitement manifests itself in tears.
You're right, though. He went from being on this show where he's arguably the 3rd or 4th best cast member, and then depending on who's in the producer chair, to being at least the 2nd or 3rd on his own show where he gets to host and welcome everybody to the Sports Podcast.
What's funny to me is you guys both have other shows that you do on our network. Eddie with The New Activist, and Eddie on The New Activist. It's thoughtful.
Very thoughtful.
Not
an idiot.
On today's show.
Look, we're talking sports here. Eddie's talking about
I'm talking about
genocides, okay? Right. I'm talking about this week if the baseballs are juiced in the World Series, and why didn't they start juicing them earlier? Because it's awesome to watch. It makes the game
Dude,
so
I
much better.
thought that was so interesting.
It is.
They've got to be. They've got to be.
If you want more on this hot take, listen to this week's Sports Fastcast.
And there's no way it's just because it's
no way to plug. And I'm gonna get in sports mode because I'm getting all excited here because this is a fascinating conversation.
Back to you, Steve. What do you think?
Hey, if you want to hear it,
hey everybody, Justin Carey coming at you.
Live.
Your Jesse impersonation is almost that
Harry Carey.
Well, Harry Carey combined with the computer nerd from The Simpsons.
Well, I put the vector.
But the thing
is, a fascinating conversation, by the way, not just about juice baseball. So they got a hot take on that everyone should hear, and we have Rob Bell on this week.
Why?
The guy is
Farewell Sports Podcast.
High
five.
That's good.
Every time.
He hit us up and wanted to be on, and I was
So
like,
he's just a fan of the show.
Whoa.
He's philosophical. I mean, when you hear him, Nathan and Chandler, did Rob Bell not? Was it just me? He was kind of blowing my mind with some.
Got pretty deep.
Yeah.
About like coaching stuff or
about molecules and just all these stuff.
Not how great it's. Hey, all that. No matter what you think, I felt like a pretty fascinating listen.
He's like pitching a show.
No, but
listener, subscribe. Head over to relevantmagazine.com.
Backstory about a guy at ESPN fainting on air from our ESPN guest we had. It's a movie target.
That's right. You guys had a guy he does the fantasy football show on ESPN, and he's a big Relevant fan and an early 2000s Christian alternative music fan.
Yeah, he wears you'll see him wear Me Without You t-shirts on ESPN, and so I was like, this is a guy I got to talk to. Eddie, he actually he went to Full Sail. This is a backstory. Oh yeah, and briefly he went to Summit for a time. He said he knows who you are, Eddie. And he's on ESPN, so kind of big deal. But he gave me a backstory about a co-host fainting on air. I just wove that thread in there so I could talk about the sports podcast. Rob Bell's on this week. I'm plugging away. Listen, folks, hey, Hey, but with guests, we try to keep a moving target. We got someone from ESPN.
This is like listening to the show.
The totality of being on The New Activist, have not talked about it this much ever. I love
Let
it.
me just say we
got
hey, real quick. If the name's Mitch Album,
Tuesdays with Maury,
which is written about our wallpaper installers.
Sam Ponder.
Nice joke.
We got a lot of guests coming down the pipeline.
Hey, you guys are getting Sam Ponder?
That's I don't want to put a date on it, but she's agreed.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thanks.
She's
pretty sweet.
She's a very high profile sports reporter.
Exactly.
I have a question.
A lot of people want to be on the show.
And outspoken Christians.
Can I ask?
Eddie can throw as much shade as we want.
Hey,
but
Eddie
meanwhile,
gets
I love your show.
Lining up. They're lining up.
Eddie gets all the justice people who are out there actually changing the world want to be on his show.
Yeah. I have a question for you.
Cool.
How are you going to handle soccer? Because you don't love soccer.
We talked a little bit about soccer this week. Just listen to the show.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say. Just listen to the show.
Because
I might cut the soccer part out.
Because the women's...
We're a little long at one point. I might have to cut that.
Because like
back to
long
it.
and slow like soccer.
We'll get back to it. Exactly.
Because like the women's soccer team, women's U.S. soccer team, they're amazing. You should...
We could probably get you Alex Morgan.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
We have connection.
We're gonna we try to keep a couple people in the pipeline. So anyway,
Anyhow, listen and subscribe
so
over.
what else did we miss this week?
Hey, in case you missed it.
Hey, you're not the host of this one, big guy. We just follow Dad. The rest of us just sit here.
Hey, in case you missed it, this week Mark Wahlberg said he prayed for forgiveness for starring in Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
Good for him. The actor appeared at an event with Cardinal Blaise Kupich in Chicago last week to talk about his faith and some of his past career choices. While standing alongside the Cardinal, he said, "I just always hope that God is a movie fan and also forgiving because I made some poor choices in my past." He was then asked if he prayed for forgiveness for any specific movies, to which he replied, Boogie Nights is up there at the top of the list. He also discussed his at times violent past. He had gotten into a lot of brawls on the basketball courts, kind of like the Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
And why he wants to help young people avoid the mistakes he made. He said, "I've never been shy about sharing my past and the bad decisions I made and being affiliated with gangs, being incarcerated." So absolutely, was it incarcerated pre-Funky Bunch?
It was pre-Funky Bunch, yeah.
Yeah, he actually, as a teenager, attacked was it a Vietnamese immigrant?
A Vietnamese immigrant, yeah. Yeah, I think the rumor was that he blinded him, but it turned out that the immigrant had actually been blind in one eye before the attack. But he did injure a Vietnamese immigrant and went to jail for it.
And he's been very contrite about it ever since.
Yeah, it was a racially motivated attack, but he sought forgiveness from the immigrant himself in recent years, and I believe received forgiveness from him.
Yeah.
So he continues. So absolutely, I think they can identify with me on a personal level, and that's why I've continued to try to do as much as I can to help young people. It's one thing to give money or to start programs, but to be there and be able to talk to them and tell them that there's someone who has been through the same things they're going through and was able to turn their life around and turn into a big positive. That's cool. It makes me want to go have lunch at Wahlburgers today. Jesse, you want to do that?
Yeah. Dude, I've been hearing the hype. I would love to go to Wahlburgers.
Is right here on the block.
We're going to Wahlburgers.
Hey, if you come visit our office and the robot takes you on the tour, have the tour culminate after the gift shop at the Wahlburgers.
I tried to take the robot to Wahlburgers the other day. I fell down the stairs. I injured the robot pretty bad. It's a big staircase out there. And again, the depth perception thing. I was going to wait at the top and just have someone to carry me. I rolled a little bit too close at the top stair, just tumbled down. I knocked someone down on the way out. It was, I sought their forgiveness though.
But when we go to the Wahlburgers, as you go back to the restrooms, they don't have wallpaper the way we do.
Yeah.
They have Mark Wahlberg movie posters.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Did he ask forgiveness for Daddy's Home too? We're just...
Hey, in case you missed it, The Roots and Bilal played a powerful Tiny Desk performance this week. During the set, which features stripped-down arrangements in the NPR offices, much like the ones we do here, they played the song It Ain't Fair, which was featured in the film Detroit about the city's race riots. Questlove previously explained to Pitchfork that the song was designed to emphasize the importance of social justice through the prism of late 60s Detroit, which means many things culturally and politically, and also certain things musically. Adding, music has the power to express both anguish and hope. Here's a clip.
It ain't fair. It's hard when you're looking for love, and it ain't there. Oh, try to read what the mouth, but it ain't clear. Oh, I think the well is running dry. Racial tensions running high. Under 21 is far too young to die. My salvation's on the fire.
That was the Roots and Bilal on the Tiny Desk.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Hey, in case you missed it, Millie Bobby Brown wrapped a recap of season 1 of Stranger Things to get people ready to binge season 2. Now, I happen to just be watching this because it was on.
Yeah.
Right? And she's the actress who plays 11, as people know. And she's doing a great job of doing the interview.
11?
She's 13 years old.
Anyway, she's doing great in the interview, right?
Too scary.
And then they go away to a commercial break and they come back, and Jimmy Fallon sets up the fact that she's going to do a rap to recap everything that's going on in Stranger Things to get people ready. I'm sitting there watching it, and I literally said out loud, "Could you imagine being 13 and doing this?" She was like a good rapper.
That's the thing. I thought it was going to be a novelty. When I watched it, I was like, well, this won't make the cut. And I watched it, I'm like, she is really good.
So here we go. The 13-year-old British actress killed the unexpected Tonight Show performance. Here is a clip.
Let's go back to Indiana, circa 1983. Just 4 boys in the basement chilling, playing D&D. There was Lucas, there was Willie, Will, and Dustin. There was a Mike. But one night, Will goes missing while he's riding on his bike. Yikes! That's when they met me alive. I had no hair on my head. I had been so close to dead. Courtesy of Dr. Brenner, who's hunting me 24/7. Joyce was hanging Christmas lights in the web. Started hearing something Willie had said. This could be a message from the beyond. What happened to Barb? She's just gone in the upside down. Hopper's on top of the case. Well, I'm throwing fans into space. I'm lying down in a tank, trying my best to find Willie, and Dusty's got pudding for days. Demogorgon's getting all in my way, blasting to pieces just like a grenade. Will's now at home cuffing slugs in the sink. What happened to me?
Was that the Roots playing with her?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Can you imagine being 13, a British girl, and you're rapping for
she had
with
swag
the Roots
too. She wasn't like,
it wasn't just like I'm reciting lines.
Yeah.
No, she had like flow and like
I know it was
couldn't
really
believe
good.
it. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Good for her. And lastly, in case you missed it, Will Ferrell's PSAs about iPhone distracted parents are tragically hilarious. Eddie, listen to this.
I don't
Will
even.
Ferrell
What are we
has
talking
teamed with the organization Common Sense Media for a new collection of PSAs for the hashtag device-free dinner campaign. Each of the brief videos shows a family seated at a dinner table with the husband/father, played by Will Ferrell, distracted with his phone. Here's a clip.
I'm not hungry.
What's wrong, sweetheart?
I miss Daddy.
I know. We all miss him.
I miss him more.
Oh, no, I miss him the most.
I miss him a lot.
No,
I got missing him.
I miss him so much more.
Hey, everyone shut up. This filter makes me look like a cat. It's so funny, it's making me cry.
Anything Will Ferrell does, it's like you give him any lines. Tyler, you watch these, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You're just lobbing softballs to this guy. Like he doesn't have a bad read.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I didn't know they were on the site, Eddie. I know you're trying to keep up with us. So
Which site? Never been there. Sorry.
Magazine.com. No, but anything he does. But the best role that he plays is exactly
get off the shed.
I drive a Dodge Stratus. Like a dad/father who tucks his shirt into khakis every day, shows up to his 9 to 5 and comes home, puts food on the table, but has seething rage under the surface, and it either manifests itself hilariously by yelling he's going to get off the shed, or playing cat games on his phone.
Which is why you would have thought Kicking and Screaming and Daddy's Home would have been better movies.
Yeah, Kicking and Screaming had some funny scenes. The concept was great, but it was too kidding.
He asked, Daddy's Home. The concept is there.
Yeah,
and it's just something's off. It's almost like your Coen Brothers. Mark Wahlberg thing.
It's almost like those guys get to a place where the studio feels like, we don't have to give notes anymore. It's the Coen Brothers. We don't have to give Will Ferrell notes. Someone should give him notes.
Everybody needs a little help every once in a while.
Yeah. All right, well, that'll do it for In Case You Missed It. Stay tuned. Up next, Slices.
Don't hold me loose. Please grip me tight. My lungs are paper dry from fear of losing sight. Oh, take my palms, we'll build a wall around this town. And tomorrow's dawn, you'll be long gone. Oh. gone.
You're listening to Fum Vifert. I'm not kidding. Fum Vifert. There you go. The song is Long Gone. At the beginning of the podcast, you heard Beck with Up All Night. Okay, it's time for Slices. What do you have, Jesse?
All right, I actually flew on an airplane this morning, and I have a lot of...
Two of them.
Two of airplanes this morning, and I have a lot of thoughts about flights, as anyone who does.
Is this a slice you're setting up?
Anyone who does? What does that sentence mean?
anyone who flies, I feel like, automatically has a bunch of observations about...
Why is the captain, come on, saying...
What's the deal?
Okay.
Am I coming up to the captain saying, I'm eating the peanuts now? Not the whole thing.
Flying is getting so expensive.
Yeah.
Expensive.
What's the deal with the smaller seats?
Exactly.
Why can't I check a bag?
It's the go-to place for observational comedy, but there's a reason. Because at some point, these airlines, all of them are the same at this point. They get you from point A, point B, but all of them try to up their game to be like, oh, this is the cool airline. We're so laid back. We're so chill. We're going to have our captain come on and do 3 minutes of bad comedy before the flight.
Right.
It's like, hey,
Are you
captain.
talking about Southwest?
Yes, I'm talking about a new promotion.
Well, can I preface this? Because I know where you're going.
Okay.
I was just on a Southwest flight.
Okay.
Heading back to Orlando, and they're like, who's excited about seeing Mickey Mouse? And everybody's silent. And then this guy holds up his iPhone to the mic and plays like the entirety of 4 songs. And it's such a shrill sound anyhow. And it was just like these really awful songs being played through a shrill mic. And I was like, this is as bad as it could get until I heard your slice.
So, and I need to talk about Southwest in a minute, but in addition to this news, but they are re-kicking off the Live at 35 in-air concerts unannounced with basically up-and-coming country artists from Nashville. You could be surprised on a Southwest flight and hear live music that you didn't want.
So they are forcing country music on you while you're trapped in a tube with strangers.
Here is a recap from a press release that they recently did. It's in collaboration with Warner Music to try to promote some of their young artists. And this one was a guy named Devin Dawson. And it said, after the concert in the clouds wrapped, the young singer walked the aisles handing out souvenir guitar picks and compact discs to his audience. His audience were people who were strapped into seats that couldn't go anywhere. They had to listen to this.
Yeah.
The only thing more awkward, the most awkward part of flying right now is when they do the demonstrations that they have to do. And they sure, everyone knows how to buckle a seatbelt. Everyone knows how to exit a plane if it crashes.
You really are going into
oh yeah. You could just tell. Well, he just pushed the computer away, and now he's looking up, and he's like, "All right, now I'm gonna do a minute and a half that I workshopped."
But you know what I do when they do that? Because I think it's ridiculous that we still have to have this mandatory tutorial.
Right.
This flight is a connecting flight. I just got off a flight. Okay, I didn't forget. I didn't forget not to help the person next to me before helping myself. Okay. I just heard this an hour ago. Right. I always pull out my phone and I hold it up to eye level so that they can see I'm playing on my phone and not looking at them. I don't want to give them the satisfaction.
Wow.
I put it. It's ridiculous.
That's unbelievable.
It is ridiculous.
That's just mean.
It's cruel.
If Devin Dawson showed up on my flight and started playing guitar, you better believe
that's true.
I would admittedly go ding 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 and keep pressing the bell until they brought me pillows where I could put them over both ears, stand up and look at Devin Dawson and shake my head. And if he tried to give me a souvenir guitar pick, and who gives out compact? Who calls them compact disc? What kind of pretentious airline?
Just go on Spotify.
Exactly. Just give me a link to a Spotify list. If anything, maybe I'll check it out, but I doubt it, Devin. The other thing is I don't want cutesy videos that with the safety instructions where it's basically like a La La Land version of how to put your seatbelt on where there's choreography. Just show it and get it over with. I don't need to be greeted by the president of the airline to tell him how.
That's a Delta move.
Yeah, and it's like, I get it, okay? The other thing is, too, like when these flight attendants come on with a mic and they do their stand-up routine. There's a reason they're flight attendants.
The other day, and it was a Southwest guy, and he was doing all the announcements as Elmer Fudd and Bugs Bunny and stuff like that. Just like, come on, man. The only time I don't fly Southwest very often. I'm a Delta guy, but the only time I've been on a Southwest flight where they try to do shenanigans. That's their thing, right?
Yeah.
We were one of the early. We were Group A. We were loading in, you know, and somebody goes to open a overhead to put their suitcase in there, and one of the flight attendants was in the overhead bin.
What?
And like sprung out.
What?
It's like sprung out. She was like small, and she like sprung out, and like and everybody screamed. And then she like ran. You know, it was really. That was a good one.
It only works once.
Yeah,
like, don't kill it. Don't do it every. Like, do that once a year.
You know, she does it every flight though, because it's always a new audience.
Here's the other thing is like the airlines have too many wannabe singers and too many wannabe comedians, and not enough wannabe magicians. Because if a flight attendant came down the row doing close-up magic, you know who complained? Nobody. Even the cynical guy with like his laptop out and his big earphones in and like the neck cushion. Yeah. Even he would be like kind of like interested, peering over the seat, like, oh, that was pretty good. Anyway, be prepared. Be prepared for live music on a flight. It makes me not want to fly Southwest, even if it's like $100 cheaper. I would pay $100 not to have to go to a concert. I don't have to go to.
Especially country.
Exactly.
I mean, if it was like some nice singer-songwriter, that'd be bad enough.
Yeah.
But
and just a young country artist that's
just struggling,
like,
they're embarrassed. They don't want to be there.
And because you have, as a passenger, you have no recourse. All you have, because you can't mess around on a plane. You can't, all you have is to audibly groan and use your body language. Like before another song. He's like,
your dings.
He's like, yeah, or he's like, all right, my next song, next one.
No, thank you.
That's the only
no, thank you, Devin.
Because you do anything else,
Devin.
Because if you do anything else other than that, like you could probably legit get arrested by an air marshal. That's even borderline how much you're groaning, but that's your only move.
You're just sitting there watching, but you're like hands covering your mouth. Sit down, Devin. Hey, Devin, you're terrible.
Oh, that's terrible. Hey, Tyler, what do you have?
Okay, so I had two slices that I'm bringing today, only because one of them is very short. I wanted to see if any of you guys were aware of this, because I found a slice that took place in Winter Park, Florida, which is no longer the location of the relevant offices, as I understand it, right? But some of you guys still live in or around Winter Park up there.
Yeah,
is this
we're 5 miles away.
Is this a map-based slice?
This is I just wanted to let you guys know.
That we moved down to Winter Park, because that is a short slice.
There's a city called Winter Park. It's never winter in Florida. It's crazy. I just want to bring that to your attention.
No, it's the park that people come to during winter. It's like when you're miserable up north, come down to Winter Park.
It's bad branding. It would have never.
Iceland versus Greenland.
But this is just a one sentence slice, basically. That yesterday on Halloween, a baby named Frankenstein was born in Winter Park, Florida.
What? Yes.
Is that legal? I thought they wouldn't let you name your kids.
No.
This is according to the Orlando Sentinel.
It's the baby's last name.
It is the baby.
It is.
Oscar Franken. Oh, it's even worse. Frankenstein's at least kind of cool.
So a family with the last name Frankenstein had a baby in Winter Park
on Halloween.
You got to name it Doctor.
Yes.
Yes. You're right. Or Frankenstein? That's great.
Because what was the monster?
Dr. Frank Frankenstein. That's kind of funny.
Dr. Frank.
Because you ruined it. You know what would be great if he became a doctor and it's like Dr. Frankenstein.
Dr. Frank Frankenstein.
Yeah, you basically made him a Dr. Seuss character.
Blah, blah, blah.
That's not my real slice. My real slice.
This is what I'm talking about. It sometimes it can be really hard to be funny. You know, like it's just not that easy.
Eddie, you would know.
I would know. I do stand up 3 times a day from the here to Clearwater flight on Southwest, and
short set.
Despite someone in the back going,
wrap it up, Eddie. You're terrible. That was a Seinfeld joke. We know it. Anyhow, continue on.
All right. So this is about a company in Tokyo called Piala Incorporated. And evidently they were having an issue with smoke breaks. The issue was that there were employees in the company who smoked. They were on the 29th floor of a building. So every time these employees went out to take a smoke break, it's like a 15, it's a big, long elevator ride down to the ground floor. You take like 15 minutes to have your cigarette, long elevator ride back up. The estimation was that it ended up adding an extra something like 15 minutes to a half hour in terms of commute to your single smoke break. And other employees who did not smoke said, this isn't fair. These people end up with with an extra hour or so of time a day, maybe twice a day to go have their smoke break while we have to work. So what the company did is they added an extra 6 vacation days to non-smokers in the building that are not accessible to people who do smoke, that they get every single year to make up for the fact that they don't go on smoke breaks throughout the day.
That seems like a pretty rational thing, because I never understood the logic of a smoke break. Like, some people, they just feel entitled because they have this bad habit to take breaks. So I could see that, docking them or taking away vacation time or giving to other people. Yeah. Because why should non-smokers not get, a break to go outside and, just stand there,
Yeah.
So I think it's reasonable. I'm surprised that it doesn't happen more often, or that this is the first. I wonder if this would start like a craze. Yeah. What they said was that they're hoping that this will actually encourage smokers to cut back on smoking a little bit. And according to the to MSNBC, 4 people in the company have already quit smoking just so they can get those extra week, almost a full week of vacation days.
Cameron, one of the things that I appreciate about Relevant is, there's never been like a smoking break thing. We don't want smoking around here, but
we can smoke while we work.
Because I thought at one point, when I was just getting really burnt out and I thought there were like breaks involved, I almost took up very elaborate Gandalf pipe smoking.
Oh yeah,
because that would take just to get that thing going.
Oh yeah,
20 minutes. So my break,
it's a big circle, and then the ship goes through it,
blowing chips through there, and so I almost took that up to, that would entitle me to about 2.5 hour breaks a day, because that's how long that pipe takes to get going. So,
hey, what do you have, Eddie?
Well, I think this is maybe this would be a good retaliation and conversation for us to have in relation to the Carl Lentz blocking people. A judge on the Hawaiian island of Maui, I needed to say that, I could have just said Maui, but handed down a sentence to a guy who pleaded no contest to violating a protection order preventing him from contacting his ex-girlfriend. So this guy, Darren Young, we'll say his name out loud, Darren Young, chose to write 144 unkind texts to his ex-girlfriend. So they had a bad breakup, and apparently he just went nuts on her, right? Which is certainly abusive and super messed up. But the ruling in it, what the judge said was, you have to write down 144 compliments as you're like, this is what you will do in order to pay for this crime. So hopefully none of the unkind things he said were dangerous. Hopefully they were just surface level, because now he's got to sit down writing on the blackboard as an elementary school kid style and write 144 kind things about her, and the judge is going to check it to make sure that he has written 144 kind things. I kind of love it. I love this eye for an eye.
I know we've talked about this before. I love creative justice.
Yes, yes.
I like judges that basically, I don't know how it's legal. I didn't go to law school. Yeah. I feel like if you're a judge, you should pretty much have to stick to on the books. You can't just make up your own penalties for things. But there are these guys out there that do it, know? And I'm not into public shaming, if you have to wear a shoplifting sign, but some sort of creative thing like this, I think it's great. And if I was a judge, every crime that was guilty, no one would be serving jail time, but they would be doing things that they definitely don't want to have to do,
Yeah, the judge said, I don't know if I should cut off your fingers or take away your phone to get you to stop texting. And then he said, you probably shouldn't have a phone at all, actually. And then he received probation and some fines and community service, as well as he had to do this texting. But I feel like we should do that with people on that comment, on every Rob Bell article that's posted.
Yeah,
just be if you want to,
or someone who is on a podcast network with another host and is making fun of them on one of the other podcasts. I think there'd be some punitive measure that we could imply.
They would say you're really good at hosting a podcast, or you're really good friend, or you have a nice.
I'll make you wear a sandwich board outside.
Yeah, you're really creative.
You're super funny, Tyler.
Yeah,
funniest guy in the podcast.
Yeah, that is a really good.
You know what the punishment would be? It's I sentence you to 17 Devin Dawson concerts in the sky. No, Judge. No, please.
I'm a changed man.
Yeah.
So, in response to all this, Chandler, I would like to say thank you for all of your hard work on the show and for being such a good and loyal friend.
And we have to present you 3 flights to here, Nashville, and back. Come right back.
The Devin Dawson.
Devin Dawson. Souvenir guitar picks, man.
I just think the sound quality too. I mean, it's got to sound, because it's already so loud.
He wanders around. He sings to you up and down the aisle.
Oh, gosh.
No. There's a mic.
Yeah. Oh, it's like some sort of like a mariachi band. Like, listen, man. I got to catch up on my Netflix.
At least that's like whimsical. At least those mariachi guys know this is a big funny joke. You know,
I don't think they know that. I think that's their music.
Yeah, but
I don't think they think it's a joke.
They're working at Chi-Chi, so they just put a huge, comically large sombrero on you that sort of salsa out of the brim. I think they know it's like.
But there is somewhere listening to this show a mariachi guitar player who just like realized Santa Claus isn't real. It's just like, what?
Like people aren't coming to have their birthday here just to hear me?
I love this music. This is my favorite.
All right, well, that'll do it for Slices. Stay tuned. Up next, Carl Lentz joins us. To Liza Ann. The song is Paranoia. This week's featured guest is brought to you by Squarespace. Whether you need a landing page, a beautiful gallery, a professional blog, or an online store, it's all included with your Squarespace website. Building a site from Squarespace is a simple, intuitive process. You can choose one of their beautiful templates, and you can add and arrange your content and features with a click of a mouse. If you're a hardcore programmer, you can customize it as deeply as you want. If you don't know what you're doing, you can play nice with their templates, and it still looks beautiful and professional. Squarespace makes adding a domain to your site simple. If you sign up for a year, you'll receive a custom domain for free. And you can even design a best-in-class online store with Squarespace's award-winning templates, settings, and more, all without a single plugin.
DevinDawsonMusic.com is already taken, so you'll need to figure out another sort of Squarespace site to build. But
Devin Dawson won't stop singing.com.
Yeah. You'll do it.
Say no to Devin Dawson Music.
Why is Devin Dawson singing on my flight.com?
is available.
How do you spell Devin Dawson?
Actually, that's a pirate site.
Yeah.
It's too many R's.
Hey, don't go there. Don't go there.
Right now, Squarespace is offering Relevant Podcast listeners a special deal. Start your free trial today at squarespace.com and enter offer code RELEVANT to get 10% off your first purchase. Do it. You'll like it.
I believe Devin Dawson. DevinDawson.com is available, but Devin Dawson Music, his website, is not available. Do you feel like you wouldn't have bought Devin Dawson to start with?
Public, please jump on that.
Yeah.
Please buy and just like has like a big Southwest plane and a guitar with like the red line like Ghostbuster sign through it. Let's start a movement here, people.
DevinDawson.com.
Hey, let Devin know this ain't personal. It's just he don't want to be there as much as we don't want to be there.
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh, no. Devin, this was not his dream.
We're doing you a favor, Devin. Yeah.
Carl Lentz is the pastor of Hillsong NYC, one of the most influential churches in the country. He's also the author of the new book, Own the Moment, which looks at his own faith journey, as well as the intersections of faith and everything from social issues to racism to celebrity culture and the rise of social media. We recently spoke with Carl about the book and why it's so important for Christians to engage with all levels of culture. Here is Carl Lentz.
So let's talk about the book a little bit. Can you give me the elevator pitch, basically?
Elevator pitch is that you have so much more opportunity than you think you do to impact people. And if you are focused on what you don't have, you will not use what you do have, and you'll never know what you could have had. That's the elevator pitch. Like, Own the Moment to me is less about control, which is like an easy, leap to say, it's about controlling your day. It's so much deeper. To me, it's understanding the nature of the situation you're in and accepting your place in it. From there, that's on you. But the initial thing I'm trying to get people in is own the moment. Whatever moment it is, accept your place where you are realistically in that moment, and now go. Now work. Now dream. Now serve. And so if it's your marriage, own the moment. If it's your job at Starbucks, own the moment. What can you do? What can you not do? And there's peace in that, and there's God's grace in that. And we have a lot of people that are, neglecting their moment or resenting their season. and frustrated with what they see, and they miss out on what they can do. So my hope with this book is that people are going to read it and go, you know what? I can't save the world, but my gosh, I can change my office.
Mm-hmm.
I can't go into the White House and legislate new things, but my goodness, I can go to law school tomorrow and crush it and be absolutely ready to grow. So that to me is the essence of the book.
Everybody, I mean, we're talking in the context of the church, obviously, but this applies to everybody. Everybody wants to make a difference. Everybody sees wrongs they want to set right. There's things they want to bring justice to, whether they have that in the context of the kingdom of God or just a sense that something is wrong in their own hearts. How do we balance that desire to see real big systemic change with the fact that you're talking about that a lot of times the biggest thing, most effective thing we can do is just talk to our neighbors?
Yeah, easy. Number one, I stopped assuming that everybody wants to make a difference. I used to think that. I no longer do. So after we established that you do want to make a difference, which I no longer take for granted, I always point to somebody like Martin Luther King, who I'd say the most famous speech he made was what? I have a dream. But the difference between Martin Luther King and a lot of, young people or even us today is he said, I have a dream while he was walking. After the speech, he went back to probably a dingy motel, got on another bus, probably spent some more time in jail, probably waded through some death threats, and continued to organize boycotts and pickets. So I have no problem with big dreams. I have a huge problem with little steps. And I'm trying, the way I balance, I want to see the church grow. I want to see the local church reach more people. But I sure as heck am not going to sit on my knees, and just will it to happen or act like I'm praying. I'm going to build the church that God's called me to be a part of.
If you don't mind, I want to take it a little more personal, just to your own experience from where you were at when you first started out, when you got into the ministry, to where you're at today, where Hillsong is at today. How have you seen your own dream and desire to be involved in God's work in the world change? How has it evolved, and how have you responded to God's continuing, what seems like from the outside, God really lifting your ministry up to a place that has a bit of a platform?
I've gotten more hopeful because I don't think I ever dreamed this stuff. I think Ephesians 3:20 is so much more than like a cool phrase or a tattoo on somebody's shoulder. Like if you read Ephesians 3:20 in context, it's good on its own, but man, when you really see it in your own life, that's why I have no issues with the people who are big on goal setting and planning, but I just haven't planned any of this. Like I write all my dreams in pencil, and I'm sure that's anti-motivational. I write all my stuff in maybes, cause my plan was to come here and make a difference. I never would have dreamt I'd be anywhere close to having a hand in what we have a hand in right now. So I have gotten more hopeful and more excited about the little that I do have, because that's what I've been reading in Acts. I preach it to our church. Like the disciples were well aware of what they didn't have, but they were more aware of what they did have, and that's enough. So I'm not worried about what we don't have. I'm not worried about what I lack anymore. I'm really conscious of who Jesus is in my life, because he's proven too much to me too often for me to start measuring what I think I can do according to what I have, because I don't have enough to even get out of bed. I don't have enough to stay married for a week, and I sure as heck don't have enough to change the world. But I'm a Christian, so I'm good to go.
You talk about with reference to your book and to your church. You have, it seems like your ministry, your church's ministry is sort of unique in that there is a lot of appeal to people who are Christians and people who are not Christians. How does the message of your book change if you're putting it into the hands of somebody who doesn't necessarily believe the same things that you do about God, but still wants to seize the now?
I think it's the same reason why everybody want to hang out with Jesus. Like we have a misnomer due to mean pseudo-Christians that it's an accept or reject thing with Jesus. And I think salvation is accept or reject. Repentance is accept or reject. But I also know that people hung out with Jesus and around him, and I think there was a reason. It's conjecture, but we can make pretty safe assumptions that just being around the gospel will change people. And whether the state of their soul shifts, that's a question that's between them and God. But my thing is, come to our church. You can be a Muslim, you can be Jewish. I have so much confidence that as you come and you listen and you see the gospel and you hear the gospel and you see Christians around you changing, man, there's going to be a question that arises. And I do lace that book with really, big questions here and there about, hey, you don't have to believe this, but the only reason why I can do this is because of Jesus. And hey, you can try your own way, that's cool, but the only way I believe is Jesus. So I think it does point to questions, and that's why I think it's going to work for those who, they can try to fill those gaps. Like everything, if you want to be a hard worker, there'll be an X factor. If you want to have a good marriage, there'll be an X factor. Yeah. I say it's Jesus. I mean, you can try to pull that off without him. Go ahead. And you can even take some of his principles. And I say that in the book outright. I say the best motivational speakers are dudes who have ripped off the Bible and tried to make it their own, not giving any credit to God. And the best, way to live this life, you might not, go to heaven because you don't know Jesus and you never gave your life. But my gosh, since when has loving your neighbor been bad? Since when has laying your life down for your friends not gotten you more friends? So you can take the eternal emphasis off of Jesus if you want, but why would you want to?
Sure. From your perspective, as your platform has opened you up to a lot of praise and a lot of criticism from both Christians and people who aren't Christians, what do you think is the biggest misconception about Hillsong and about you as a pastor?
It will always be motive, because if motive is in question, everything you do is now suspect. If motive isn't in question, everything you do is trusted. So that's all it is on both sides, Christian and non-Christian. So if a non-Christian thinks we have bad motives, we're everything we do is tainted from this thing that's not genuine. If a Christian looks at us and has a judgment or whatever, they think we're not about the right things. And I'm totally cool with that, because I'd rather be in the middle of judgment than to be ignored or to be written off, because we're reaching nobody. So I like the people who don't like us.
Do you have many conversations?
I do. I try to. But what you find out quickly is that some people, they're not after understanding. They just, their beef is not with me. Their beef is with something much deeper. And I'm an easy target for people like that. And to that, I say, I'm glad I can serve you. If that's the way I can serve you in this life, is for you to feel better about yourself, because I help you avoid your own issues, and I can do that. That's cool. But I don't spend as much time on that as I can, because I just found out, God, it's not my job. I still feel, Tyler, after all this time, if I had a 5-minute conversation with every critic, they wouldn't be a critic. 100%. Because the devil hates proximity. He hates us getting close. And I know who we are. I know what we're about. I know what God's done in our church and through our lives. So I have no problem standing up and taking shots, because they don't get behind the armor at all. I feel it and I hear it, and I always want to be conscious of it. But my gosh, it fuels me. Sometimes I'm hesitant to tell people that, because I don't want them to stop. But I'm glad it'll be, I do think it's a part of who we are. If we weren't making somebody upset, then I don't think we're doing it right. And I'm the opposite of that guy. You know us well enough to know I'm not like just trying to be cool or conventional or rebel. No, we're genuinely trying to serve Jesus with passion, but it doesn't make everybody happy. And so I've stopped trying to make everybody happy. I've just tried to make the right people mad. And the people who don't like us on both sides are my target. I want a religious, legalistic guy who hates anything out of the box. Oh my gosh, I came to frustrate you. I came to challenge you. And for the other guy on the other wing who just refuses to believe that you can be a Christian and not be hateful and not be bigoted and not be whatever, like I came to challenge that as well.
That was Carl Lentz. Good job, Tyler. That was good.
Oh, thanks.
Stay tuned. Up next.
Finally got one.
Welcome Wagon.
All these trees aflame in cellophane,
listening to our next guest, the Welcome Wagon. The song is All These Trees. The Welcome Wagon is an indie pop band that consists of Presbyterian minister Thomas Vito Aiuto and his wife Monique, who together lead the Resurrection Presbyterian Church in Brooklyn. Along with collaborating with Sufjan Stevens, the band is known for gospel-infused fusion of indie rock and folk. They just released their new album, Light Up the Stairs, and we talked with them about the songs that changed their lives. Here is the Welcome Wagon.
It's true, I made a promise, but what they never really tell you when they tell you it's so hard is that it's hard.
The first one that came to mind is Blackbird by the Beatles. And my parents were, children of the 60s, and so I inherited all their vinyl. And the White Album had just been played to death, and my dad was a big Beatles fan, and then we got it too. And the record had this mythos around it in our house, even like it had a big scratch on side one where back in the USSR and Dear Prudence are, because my dad had punched his brother and knocked into it, and and so like it had this sort of, I don't know, pathos around it or something. And the song Blackbird is obviously this really super beautiful song, but it's talking about this bird who doesn't have wings and can't fly, and this bird who has to try to see but doesn't have eyes. And my dad grew up in a really terrible situation. His family situation, just horrid. And so I internalized this song such that I thought it was about him. And when I say I thought it was about him, it was like, I think I started to actually sort of metaphysically think it was somehow like magically realist sort of thing, think it was really about him. And I listened to that song over and over and over. It would make me super, super sad. And of course, I think that's all compounded by the fact that, just so happens that the guy that wrote it, had the best ear for melody of probably this century. Like he writes this song that's just gorgeous. And so that record is still probably my favorite record. Not Blackbird, but White Album. White Album is my favorite album that's ever been made.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see. All your life you were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly.
So another song is Everything's All Right from the Jesus Christ Superstar soundtrack. And that was another one that was given to me implicitly by my parents because they had the vinyl. And I didn't grow up as a believer. Church wasn't something that we really did in our house all that much. But I knew I've got the whole album memorized because I listened to it so many times. And when I ended up becoming a believer, I kind of knew the Passion story because of the Jesus Christ Superstar. But I really liked that song. And I think it's the first song that I ever knew that was in 5. And I wouldn't have been able to tell you that, when I was a kid. But later on, I remember I was playing in Sufjan's band. And so I'm trying to learn the songs that we're going to play in the shows. And I think it was A Good Man It's Hard to Find. And he's like, okay, here's a new song. He had just written it. And it's in 5. And I said, what does that mean it's in 5? And then he has to teach me what a waltz is, what the 3 is. He has to teach me what 4 is. And I kind of know those things. He goes, and this is in 5. And it counts like this. And then I remembered that song. And when I met Monique, she knew that song too. And it was kind of one that she had. So I don't know if that song changed my life, but it's come up in my life a lot.
Hey, woman, you find ointment brand new and expensive. Should have been saved for the poor. Why has it been wasted? We could have raised maybe 300 silver pieces or more. People who are hungry, people who are starving, they matter more. And your feet and hair.
The third one is probably Bring the Noise by Public Enemy. It was on the Less Than Zero soundtrack. And I remember reading a review of just the single in Spin magazine, or maybe like an early version, or not version, but early copy of Spin, and about this band, Public Enemy. And so I went and bought on vinyl, It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. They wrote so effusively about this band, and I loved rap then, and I loved Run DMC and LL Cool J and Houdini, and living right outside of Detroit, you could get all those things, but I'd never heard Public Enemy. And I was, that was probably the most seismic, like, piece of music that I ever listened to, and it was so, I couldn't believe how serious they were, and how angry they were, and how beautiful the music. It was super beautiful to me how kind of discordant it was, and how it was like ugly in a beautiful way and beautiful in an ugly way, or something like that. And their voices just worked so well together. And as somebody who grew up in almost an exclusively white town in rural Michigan, like I said, we lived outside of Detroit, but you could count on one hand how many black kids were at our school, or even Latino kids. And so that music was really, it was like a telegram from this faraway place, figuratively and literally, from this world. And what was so exciting to me about it was art that was really serious. Like, it was art. They were angry, and they were determined, and they were making something that was really, really compelling. And I didn't have the capacity to engage it or receive it in any kind of fullness, but enough so that it blew me away.
Never badder than bad, cause a brother is madder than mad at the fact that's corrupt like a senator. Soul on the road, but you treat it like soap on a rope, cause the beats and the lines are so dope. Listen for lessons I'm saying inside music that the critics are blasting me for. They'll never care for the brothers and sisters, why? Cause the country has us up for the war. We got to get them straight. Come on now, they're gonna have to wait till we get it right. Radio stations are questioning their blackness, they call us a black, but we'll see if they'll play this.
The fourth one would be Vito's Ordination Song by Sufjan Stevens, for sure. Of course. When I got ordained, Sufjan, I think Michigan had been out then, but he wasn't, I don't know, he wasn't famous. He was just one of our friends, and I was being ordained, and he had played me some of the songs from what ended up being the Seven Swans record, and so I kind of wanted him to play at church, and I wanted my friends to hear him, and I wanted to have that beautiful music. I said, would you play one of those songs that you've been, like Abraham or one of those songs? And he said, yeah, I'll do it. And he stood up at the ordination service and he started to play that song. And I was frozen. I didn't know what to do. I was thrilled and embarrassed and exhilarated. And then he didn't stay for the party afterwards, but he came over and he gave me a CD, and it was a recording that he had made of it that I don't think anybody else has ever heard. I was looking for it the other day on my laptop, and I don't know where it is, but I have a version that he made for me, and sat there and listened to it that night. And he's done a lot of wonderful things for me and for us, but that's right up near the top to have somebody write a song for you and to capture something about you and about him and about God. It was, it's sort of stunning to think that it even ever happened. I'll give one more song. I think I have one more, and this wrote Monique too. It's the song "What'll I Do" written by Irving Berlin, and there's 1,000 versions of it, and I can't remember the version. When Monique and I met, we'd known each other as kids and in high school a little bit. We didn't date, but we met each other over the summer, and she was home from the Cooper Union. She was home from college. And so we met and we fell in love with each other like after 10 minutes. I mean, it was that fast. And just spent like 2 or 3 weeks together. And then she had to go back to college and I had just graduated. And then she went back to school, and after 2 days, my dad died. And it was this big traumatic event. And so she came back for the funeral. And so all this tumultuous stuff is happening in our lives. And I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to convince her to marry me. And she's like 20 years old, and I'm only like 22. And, you know, I'm just sort of feeling intoxicated and grief-stricken all at the same time. And she sent me a mixtape back when people still did that. And one side was all songs that she had mixed up, songs like by Pet Shop Boys and Simon and Garfunkel. But on the side 2 of that mixtape was an album called Irving Berlin 100 Years, and it was a celebration of his 100th birthday, and it's a whole bunch of different people doing the songs. And so I was working at a golf course, and I had to mow and suck up the leaves on this golf course in the fall, and I spent the whole fall riding around on that lawnmower crying and listening to that mixtape. And that song says, "What'll I do when you are far away and I am blue? What'll I do?" And that seemed like it was written for me at that time. It seemed pretty convincing to me.
What'll I do with just a photograph to tell my troubles to? When I'm alone with only dreams of you that won't come true, what'll I do?
That was the Welcome Wagon. Songs that changed their lives. Up next, your feedback.
Love God and love your neighbor. We know it as the greatest commandment, but how do we actually live it? Embedded within this commandment is movement, a specific order of understanding and action that will lead to a life that is significant and joyful beyond any stale acts of faith. This movement is upward, inward, and then outward. This is how we live and move with God. Journey with me, pastor and musician Daniel Fusco, in my new book, Upward, Inward, and Outward, as I unpack the most important commandment ever given. Learn more at danielfusco.com.
You're listening to Division. If you're Googling it, it's DVSN, but come on, you know it's Division. The song is Runaway. Okay, it's time for your feedback. Before feedback, we usually do corrections and apologies. I'm thinking through. I think we're good.
Actually, there was one that misidentified one of the Eagles players who got baptized with one of the activist ones. I need to look at which one that was. But I messed up Malcolm Jenkins.
And you host a sports podcast?
I know. I can't believe I did this. So I'll find the exact correction in a moment.
Okay, well, it's time for your feedback. Last week, the question of the week, we asked you, what's the most embarrassing tape or CD you bought with your own money? We were talking about kind of the first tapes and CDs we bought with our own money.
Legit embarrassing, though.
And then we were all kind of proud of our first ones.
Yeah.
But we've all had a couple of duds along the way.
Yeah.
And ones maybe we even liked, but our friends wouldn't understand. Eddie with his Celtic harmonies.
So beautiful.
The soundtracks.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
people just don't understand Far and Away like I do.
Real quick, Malcolm Jenkins is the Eagles veteran wide receiver.
Yes.
Marcus Johnson is the wide receiver who got baptized. And also Scott put in there, the Santa thing was 50 years ago, exclamation point.
What was that about?
because the Eagles fan pelted Santa with snowballs on the field. It's their legacy. I don't. It doesn't matter how long ago they still do stuff.
What's
like
the
that.
statute of limit? What's the statute of limitations on pelting Santa?
Yeah, on assaulting Santa Claus, Scott. Do people just forget about that?
Sorry, Scott. Blocked.
That's funny. Blocked.
Yeah, I definitely blocked him.
Yes, like Carl Lentz.
Yeah, Scott's out of here.
All right, so you guys hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast. You also posted on our podcast episode page at relevantmagazine.com. Here's a few of our favorites.
And Chandler, I think we have a couple. Well, I don't know.
We have a couple queued up.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I love this
one.
Are you
doing, Brad?
Brian Garcia said, my first CD was Shaq Diesel, the debut album of Orlando Magic superstar and poet Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah. It was back when he was rapping a lot with the Fooshnickens.
Yeah.
And he wanted to be a rapper full time. And so the Fooshnickens guested on the Shaq Diesel album.
It's hard because you kind of get it, right? You love him on basketball. How could he not make a great album?
Hey, 11 can act and
Why
also
can't
rap.
Shaq?
Why can't Shaq?
Brian said he still has many of the lyrics to Shoot, Pass, Slam memorized. Chandler, do we have that one available?
Spoken. I dominate my competition and bust them with the ammunition and choose my own opposition. A mad brother from the dark planet who controls it, not Janet. You better can it. You better believe I'm coming hardcore for the cause. You better pause before I bust a hole in yours. The Shaq-a-tosh the tall.
Other than this being kind of derivative, it's not that embarrassing.
Completely derivative because he was heavily influenced by Das Effects and Fooshnickens on the rapping style, and obviously the production style heavily influenced by the Dr. Dre.
Yeah, you hear the Dre.
Yeah, I also own that album. So
fine album.
Yeah. I was a huge Magic fan and a rap fan. Why wouldn't I buy it?
But like I said, it's embarrassing in hindsight, but at the time that doesn't seem like a bad purchase, you know?
Yeah. Brad DeRoos said that the first CD was from a pop band called The Party, which was a band that formed from the Mickey Mouse Club on the Disney Channel. Again, not that embarrassing. I think, if you were of the age watching Mickey Mouse Club, those were pretty cool people. Mind you, Jay Timberlake was a part of that whole group.
Ryan Gosling? Yeah.
Ryan Gosling, Christina
Aguilera,
was a breeding ground for
stars.
Yeah, okay.
So Jeremy Little, this is one that I asked the guys, Nathan and Chandler here, about before the show, because I didn't even know this existed, and it's very embarrassing. This is from Jeremy Little. Scott Stapp's solo album after Creed broke up. I didn't even know Scott Stapp had a solo.
Number one, I didn't know Creed broke up. Number two, what's the difference of Scott Stapp with musicians and Creed?
Chandler, can we play a clip? Because this one's baffling to me.
There is a question I want to understand. Why can't everyone tell the truth and learn to love again? Do you know
the guttural question I know.
Everything into the
You stand here with me.
Wow, that's a beautiful song though.
I hear on the site it announces he has a new tour. It's the Atlanta to Albuquerque connection on Southwest this fall.
Cannot wait.
Hey, do you think when he wrote that song, he was like, people are going to be dancing to this at the wedding? This is the wedding dancer. This is the banger.
It's called Broken. It's about being broken, confused, and hurt because he suffers from bipolar disorder.
Does he?
Yeah, and he came out about that over the last few years, and he's really struggled a lot in his life. And this song,
I'm sorry that he wrestles with that, but the song still is not good. All right, like I don't want to. We need to live in both worlds. I don't want him to struggle. I also can't make myself like that music.
A lot of people got problems. They don't write terrible songs. So. I'm just
Doug McGregor.
I'm just.
It's real talk.
What do you want me to say?
Yeah.
What do you want me to say? You want me to act like I like it?
Doug McGregor from Sioux City, Iowa said, and this is a hard one because I was both embarrassed for him, but also I own 2 of the 3 of these. So said I purchased and enjoyed Live by Kenny G.
I thought you were talking about the late 90s alternative band Live.
No, this is Kenny G. And then Live at the Acropolis by Yanni, which I owned and is wonderful. John Acuff has spoken frequently on how much he loves that album. And fun fact, I was at the Acropolis maybe 2-3 years ago, and just saw the place where it was recorded and started whistling the little opening theme to it.
I've never heard it. My only knowledge of Yanni is when John Tesh was on our podcast.
Here we go.
And he told us the story of how back in the 90s or 80s, he and Yanni would go to the beach there in Southern California and wear short shorts and play volleyball shirtless.
Cool.
On the sand.
Their life was a scene from Top Gun. Just on repeat.
Can you imagine back then with the hair, with everything, Yanni and John Tesh playing shirtless beach volleyball?
Do you think they had
I can't imagine.
You know?
I can imagine it.
Yeah,
you can't imagine.
And I do. The third album, ironically, was Doug saying, again, Live at Red Rocks by John Tesh.
I think we have a clip.
Is this Round Ball Rock?
Is this
did he play that Live at Red Rocks?
Yeah. No, the famous clip is from some sort of ballroom concert, but
yeah.
Just, you're in Red Rocks right now.
But who buys this CD just to play at their house? Like, this sounds like background music, or are you literally just like rocking out?
Can you please play Live at the Acropolis by Yanni? That's actual music. I mean, that's like, Yanni still got it.
Was most of the John Tesh...
This is Kenny G's playing. This is John Tesh.
Was most of the John Tesh concert just vamping like this?
No, it's the dude playing saxophone is this really buff black guy wearing just a vest. Sparkly vest.
That's what I imagined.
I think it's probably Clarence Clemens from the E Street Band.
Really?
Have you seen a clip that you described Clarence Clemens?
Yeah.
Get ready. There's going to be a breakdown in about 8 measures that's going to blow your mind if you can hold on that long.
All right, that's enough.
Keep it going underneath us. Just let it be a music bed.
I am sad to know, looking at these replies, I'm sad to know that our listeners supported this kind of music.
Yeah, I saw a Chumba one, but someone might even think we're that bad. Somebody said Dashboard Confessional. Yeah. I don't think that's that terrible.
That's great.
Yeah.
We were all
Mac Wells did buy a Gerardo album of the Rico Suave guy.
Rico
Suave.
But the better story from Mac Wells is the second most embarrassing thing he ever bought, which was the Robin Hood Prince of Thieves soundtrack. He says having this tape is not in and of itself that bad. Well, I don't know, but it's what I was going to do with it. There was this girl I liked. I was going to invite her over to watch the movie. Then afterward, I was going to put on the Bryan Adams song, Everything I Do It, Do It For You, and ask her to slow dance.
Did he do it?
No.
He says he ran the plan by his older sister who shut it down.
Oh, you know it's true.
So
everything I do.
The romance of the Kevin Costner film would be so great that she would just be like willing to slow dance with him, and he would just pop the tape in. That's a bold move.
That is difficult to hear.
The other day, Amy on our team was talking about the fact she actually non-ironically, she's one of the coolest people you'll meet.
Yeah.
She non-ironically loves Michael Bolton.
Yeah.
So
it's fine.
Hey, for you, I'm throwing a couple in the list. I went on Spotify, we have an office playlist that we put overhead.
Oh, I know.
And I went on Michael Bolton. Couple of top selects, dragged it and dropped it right into the playlist. We hit it on shuffle. We have thousands of songs in there. For some reason, every day, I thought I loved you. Right at the end of the day, I thought I love you, but I lied comes on. And I don't know if it's
but I love you.
Thousands of songs, and Michael Bolton keeps creeping to the top.
I think you need to throw in there, Cameron, to get people's spirits up.
Well, I threw in there for Eddie, DC Talks, I Don't Want Your Sex for Now.
And that keeps minds
for now.
Pure. I think we played this a few weeks ago, but you throw a couple Steve Winwood in there.
Oh, great one!
Give me a higher love. Dun, 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 dun. That's when The Office. Maybe that's like the post lunch lull. Yeah. You put that in, people are getting hype. You know?
All right, I'm checking.
Even the robot's moving a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Chandler, remind me if I'm wrong. I think I played this a few months back.
Yeah, you did.
And we referenced the song about a yacht rock rant, and I said this was my favorite yacht rock song. And Chandler said, did you or did you not throw this in a DJ set and bring the house down that weekend?
I do enjoy playing a yacht rock song every once in a while on the weekends.
What's that song? Back in the High Life Again.
Back in the High Life Again.
Play that song. That's a great one.
Oh, dude, so that's chill music.
I just added Higher Love and Back in the High Life Again to the relevant office picks.
Back in the High Life Again. If you're sitting by, there's no better song to sit by a pool to. No. Back in the High Life Again. You feel that? You feel the hot air. You feel the wind.
You're playing volleyball with another friend.
Oh, it's just
you and a friend out at the beach.
Blood pressure goes down. Just
no shirt. Yeah, not even wearing a shirt.
All right, well, that'll do it for last week's feedback. There's a lot more if you want to go laugh at your fellow listeners. You can find them on the episode page and Twitter. Now it's time for this week's
editorial question of the week.
Well, earlier, Jesse went into a Seinfeld bit for about 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah. He basically...
It's timely, people.
And why do they only pour half a soda? What are they going to do with that other half? I mean, come on. Come on. Am I right? Anybody?
I was going to say, Eddie, that was pretty good, except mine was funny. So
I totally...
you tried. That's why they pour half soda because the cup's small. They pour the other half to the next passenger. I don't understand.
I pull...
It's clear.
Yeah.
It's clear when you look at the cup size what's going on there.
I pulled a Huckabee, didn't I? Classic Huckabee.
So I have some of the best jokes on this podcast.
Yes, you do.
Are from me.
I will agree that you are on this podcast.
So we want to know. We got us thinking about awkward flight encounters with maybe the working staff. We want to know your most awkward flight stories of maybe things that cheesy flight attendants or or
somebody's Donald Ducking it on a flight.
I don't want to know that story. Oh no, I don't want to know that story.
I was on a flight. I think I've told this before, where a very famous celebrity clogged the toilet before we even. That's not true. It was a cross-country flight.
That's not true.
Can you give us a hint?
It was from Los Angeles to Philadelphia, an all-night flight.
No.
And I promise you, the person that before we even took out nervously left the bathroom and informed the flight attendants that the first class bathroom was clogged was Bob Saget.
No.
You can ask my wife. I talked to him after. I didn't talk about the bathroom, but I was just like, hey man, love your work, So he was pretty gracious about it.
If anybody could hang with that kind
7
of
Bloody Marys on the flight,
right?
So I mean, he's pretty loose after.
Nothing's bothering Bob.
Yeah, but he was chill about it. The flight attendants weren't, but he did. It didn't really seem like it bothered him.
No. He did what he needed to do.
Yeah. So top that, listeners.
Yeah. Sorry.
Bob Saget blow up a bathroom.
I was thinking more things like a guy was singing or a flight attendant was in the overhead bin.
Anything can happen up there.
Funny. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
It's like a little weird jail up there.
Hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast, or you can post your longer answers on the podcast episode page at relevantmagazine.com, and we will read our favorites next week.
Yeah.
All right. On that note, we'll wrap things up. Many thanks to this episode's sponsors for making the show possible. Remember, you can visit SamaritansPurse.org/OCC for gift suggestions, tracking labels, and to find drop-off locations for your Operation Christmas Child shoebox. Do it. Join us. I'm doing it.
Oh, yeah.
I think you should do it, too.
Yeah. It's really important, and it's a great thing to do.
It's a great way to kick off the holiday season now that the devil's holiday is behind us.
No kidding.
Finally.
Also, thanks to Squarespace, you can start your free trial today at squarespace.com and enter offer code RELEVANT to get 10% off your first purchase. Do it. Devin, what's the...
DevinDawson.com.
Devin, yeah.
Go get it. Buy it and let's make Southwest and Devin rethink their consent. Hey, if we need to ruin his... Hey, guys, I don't want to be mean-spirited. But if we need to ruin his career, we need to ruin his career.
No.
Things have to happen. There needs to be consequences. He's agreed to this.
Well, we've got to do what we've got to do.
No one forced him in the sky. Someone's got to pay. And I'm sorry, Devin, but this is how things work. So,
many thanks to our guests for joining us. Carl Lentz, his new book, Own the Moment, is out now. Go get it. It's great. You can also follow him on Twitter at Carl Lentz NYC and on Instagram. Many thanks to the Welcome Wagon for joining us as well. Their new album, Light Up the Stairs, is out out now. The new issue of Relevant released this week. Anthony Anderson, the star of Blackish, is on the cover talking to us about his hit primetime show that like in an unprecedented way, it fuses faith and justice and actual comedy. It's a fantastic show. You should check it out.
It's a beautiful cover too.
Oh, thanks.
I loved it.
Thanks. Yeah. And the issue has a ton of great content, a wide range of stuff, all the way from the moral implications of football and the concussion stuff that's happening, all the way to great music like The Japanese House. Christine Kane is in the issue. Bob Goff's in the issue. John Eldridge makes you rethink heaven and the afterlife.
Yeah.
It's
like I wasn't doing that already.
Yeah, but the fact that John Eldridge says some of the stuff that he says is unreal.
Yeah.
It's not unreal that the stuff is said. It's unreal that it's said by John Eldridge.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I would expect this from Chandler.
That's just really dark and weird stuff. Yeah. Hey, go check it out. You can subscribe today at relevantmagazine.com. You can pick up the issue on newsstands. You can even view the issue in its entirety on the internet or online as well at the website. So go check it out, and we think you'll like it. Okay, on that note, we'll wrap it. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Eddie Koffoltz.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Chandler String.
I'm Tyler Huckabee.
We'll see you guys next week.
Chandler, yes, that's the song.
Thank you for listening to the Relevant Podcast. If you like what you heard, be sure to leave us a review on iTunes. Check out other shows from the Relevant Podcast Network in the podcast section at relevantmagazine.com. And while you're there, browse exclusive podcast merchandise at our online store. Make sure to subscribe to Relevant Magazine. Info is available at relevantmagazine.com/subscribe.
Next one. Oh!
Hey there, this is Eddie, host of The New Activist. You know, we created The New Activist podcast to be a place where we can learn from other people who are out in the world, who are going and serving and trying to make a difference in any number of the huge issues that we are staring down today. And what I love about these interviews is not just that we're hearing from amazing people, but also we are learning how we can go and do likewise. I hope that you will join me in listening to and becoming the new activist.